Hey everybody, how is it going? Welcome to the Secret History. Hi, honey. Living in your aquarium. So, how is everybody doing? We'll wait for this to get populated. If you're watching the replay, that's all good. Uh, Welcome to the replay. Don't know what we're going to talk about, but as I mentioned in my recent community post, the replays, unless I'm giving a speech on a specific topic, I am going to be focused on who's in the chat, who wants to hang out, and basically my undivided attention goes to anybody who's here right now. Whereas if I say I'm going to pick a topic, then I will pick the topic, give the talk, and then we'll chat afterwards. So that way, hopefully, replay crew, if you want to hang out, see what you missed, just hanging with us, chatting and going over random questions and talking about things. Great. If you feel like this isn't as fun when you're not actually here with us, then that's totally fine. And now you know which streams to kind of avoid, basically. So I'm hoping that that makes everybody's viewing experience a lot better. So, how is it going? Steve Hubbard, Mick M, Jeff Kane, Freshwater Ichthyology, great to see you. Nearly 1 a.m. in the UK. I know I want to do a stream. I'm probably either going to do one at like 11 a.m. or 12 noon Pacific time, so that we can get the Brits and the folks in Europe along on board. Or I'll do a really late night one or the other. But I'm gonna start switching that up, and it'll probably be on the Tuesday night streams that we do that. And I think honestly, it depends on what folks say, but I think I'm going to be switching to Monday night. Tuesday night's gotten really kind of busy. And there's just a lot of other streamers, and a lot of times I'm waiting for them to finish just because we share a lot of the same viewers and I don't want to leave them out. So, and then I'll sometimes run over other streams of people that I like, that I care about. So, yeah, I think Monday is going to be the new day, and it maybe Monday at like 7 p.m. Pacific. Or something like that might be another new stream time, so the Aussies and stuff can get in on it. But what's going on? For sure, always love that name. Asia Llewellyn, hello. Seth and Davo, hello. So I don't know if you guys saw the video I did this morning, but that was pretty disturbing. Talking about the Magnet Balls YouTube channel that's just torturing fish, essentially. That really, really brought me down. But I felt like it was a good opportunity. Um, it was a good opportunity to mention it and also tell others, hey, please mention it. Your average fish keeper, hello, what's going on? Oh, we got a new member, Rick Silva. Welcome, and thank you so much for joining and supporting. I really do appreciate it. I do. So welcome to the flock of fish. Um, Go to the community tab for your extra perks if you want your extra content, which is essentially my notes, outlines, and or links and things to any of the studies, any of the extra bonus episodes, which I do daily for the Aquatic Morning Show. That's all there, plus all the episodes for Fishtory series, which is anything new or breaking news in academia or in anything fish related news, from academics to actual news stories that are weird or interesting that involve fish, all the way over to events and happenings or this day in history. All that kind of stuff goes on that segment for the channel and over on the Aquatic Morning Show. But you guys get it all on the same day, all in one package, and it's always audio friendly. So It's always designed to be kind of a news podcast almost. Sometimes there are some images, but it's usually designed to be mostly audio. All right. So the other thing that I want to mention is that Aquatic Arts, we are changing uh, the promo code, which has been the same for almost a year now. It's no longer going to be History Secret 15 or History Secret 10. Now it's going to be Secret 10 and Secret 15. Real easy. So Secret 15 or Secret 10. Supposedly the case doesn't matter if it's upper or lowercase, but just in case, I think it's a capital first letter and the rest is there. But that information's in the description below. It's actually in the title. So if you're going to order something while this code is in effect, whether it's 3 months or 6 months, however long they put it in effect, you'll get 15% off. Also, you'll get put into a list of email names that then will be drawn for, we'll usually do a $300 to $200 and a $100 gift card at some point, or we'll do a starter shrimp pack if people would prefer that, where it's 20 shrimp of any kind, and there's some food and plants and other botanicals and stuff, and a net. But we can figure all that out later on as far as what the giveaways are going to be. Their company is really in flux right now with the building of their new site, so their new website and new functionalities they're adding. Sorry, my lips are really chapped. And my fingernails were really dirty. So now they're just real sparkly and purple. Over the years, I've painted my fingernails from time, and my nose is so itchy. Over the years, I've painted my fingernails a few times, and it has become such a like that is the only thing anyone talks about in the comments afterwards. Not anybody, but that a lot of people focus on. And so one, I thought it was kind of funny that like what an outrage in the year 2022 that a married white cis guy is gonna paint his fingernails. That's outlandish, absurd. But two, I just then I don't have to worry about like how cruddy and grungy my hands always look. Like I've always got like calluses and stuff from working underwater, working with materials when I'm doing art, like stone carving or wood carving too. Anyhow, uh what's going on? Oh, right on. The Garden of Eder Grant says, if you want to jump on after me, I can send them your way. Right on, man. Maybe we'll figure that out, and that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do, what I'll do, what I'll do. That's what I'll do to you. Leo 209 Aquatics. Hello. Lindsay Adams. Hello. Freshwater Ichthyology. I'm currently only able to watch late night streams during the night shift or preparing for one. Until July, I'll be done doing shift work, hence the odd hours. Gotcha. Foreshore says that video was infuriating. Yes, man, that word sounds funny when it's just echoing in my head. So yes, I agree. That channel, I added it up, has darn near 1 billion views, and it was so just rage inducing to see that. So I thought what I wanted to kind of talk about today, other than just answering your questions, and I'll jump in because I did see a couple questions, so we'll get right on that in just a moment. But I thought if we have time and if we get to it, that's fine. If we don't, that's fine too. Now, from now on, I really wanted in the community tab, I posted kind of my new manifesto or promise to you guys as members. I feel it in my bones, the change of the seasons. No, I feel it, the change in the tide. The channel is no longer a little channel. it is now starting to grow and become a I don't know, whatever the top Pokemon is. It's the middle one right now. And it's got growing pains, of course, as any growth will cause. But I wanted to renew my goals, my promises, and basically outline what it is that I intend to do and the promises I'm making to you all right now today and the other day. Forever. Uh Basically that yes, I need to make income. Yes, I need to promote the channel. But overall, that is not my main mission. My main mission is to be able to spend all of my time doing that, which basically requires me to cover my essential baseline bills. And so I also wanted to promise that when I get to a point that is the average income, if I ever do, it's still a long ways off, of someone in my area in Seattle, single person, what the average living wage is supposed to be for a homeowner. That is where I will limit it, and then the rest will go to nonprofit causes or towards making videos like going places on site or whatnot, or buying archive access and sharing that with you guys, or whatever I can do that seems like a good move for the community. Of course, we'll continue to vote on any big actions or big uses of money as well. So I just wanted to say all that because I'm so grateful to you guys, and I really do appreciate everyone in this community, and I just wanted to say that. So, yeah. And again, if you're just hopping in now, the new discount codes, which what happens is they generally send me some free fish, and whenever I buy fish, they'll either say, "Oh, just pay for shipping, and you pay for those and those, and we'll send you some rice fish and some CPDs or whatnot." And so they basically give me gratis, as it's known, or credit. And then I also get a percentage off of the transaction too. Um, so I get a little cut, and it depends on the item, but I get a little cut off of each item that's sold. So in full disclosure, though, they're one of the best online retailers I've found for the way that they treat their fish, and the people they import from, not buying anything on the red lists, even if they are available and legal. And they also have just had really cool inventory, very nice people that work there, and some of the top customer service. So I plan to continue to keep working with them. For the time being, of course. And I'll always let you know if anything changes. But as long as you guys are happy, and that seems to keep being the feedback I get from y'all, then I'm going to keep sticking with that. And the Garden of Eder shrimp, I'm going to tell you right now that he's not paying me any kickbacks. He did send me some beautiful free shrimp, which I greatly appreciate. I just paid the shipping. Um, but will say right here and right now, him and, of course, Lucas Bretz with his strains of Neocaridina blues and so forth. Um, Also a great person to buy from, but Grant, his operation, his homegrown, his skill, the quality and quantity of different types of shrimp he keeps, especially Caridina. That's my new person I'm going to recommend. He did give me a code to give you guys 10% off, so I want to do that, and that is Secret10. Yeah, so get 10% off if you go to the Garden of Eder shrimps.com, which is TGOE shrimps.com. All in the info description below. All right, let's get to some questions. Sorry, that was my sales pitch for the day. I currently am only available to watch late nights. Oh, wait, we got that. We got that. Stephanie Cooper, hello. Rainbow fry are thriving. I've got a school of 15 to 20 Ivan Stofis, growing up with about 9 panda cories. Thanks for the advice. You are so very welcome. You know, I have to say, one of the things that makes me so happy is to get comments from you guys where you say, Alex, you know what? I tried this. You said to do that or whatever, and it worked. And it's so much easier this way. Or I'm enjoying watching them do this, or their colors gotten better, or they're healthy, or the plants are growing faster, or they flowered, whatever it may be that I hear. Man, that moves me. So thank you so much, you guys, for letting me know how your hobby's going, because that's why I'm here, is to help the hobby and to help nature, and because I'm obsessed and I just need to get it out of my system, and I drive the people in close proximity to me insane if I just talked about fish alone all the time. What is your thoughts on the Amazon puffer? What tank size? Also, Leo 209 Aquatics. I think they're really cool fish. They're very smart. And surprisingly, they can be solitary, but they can also be a group fish. So I would either get one, a pair, I suppose, if you're able to sex them. I'm not good at that, honestly, and it's really tricky with them, uh, unless you have them side by side, or something. But if someone's selling them, I guess, or if a store has them picked out as a pair, then that would be understandable. But honestly, I'd either go with one or five, and if you're going with the one, I think 40 gallons would be okay. Probably a 29 would do it, but they definitely do like move room to hunt and move. You can put dither fish in there, like other like danios, or other interesting little fish all you want. But I guess, they are going to eat some of the things you put in there. So I wouldn't put anything in there that you don't want to lose per se. Obviously, we don't want to lose any of our fish, but sometimes nature happens. So, yeah. David Rayner. Whoa. I love the reference. Little bit of the old ultra YouTube, eh? Lady Rorschach, what's up? Cheryl, California, is that like Danny, California? What's up? Welcome. Huang Nguyen, what's up? ADA Soil, how long can you put shrimp in the tank? Are you saying how long till you can put shrimp in the tank? Because it's generally about a month to 2 months before all the ammonia is gone. But the problem is, if you mix it up, if it's deep, you can actually get the ammonia spike again. So I don't actually recommend ADA Amazonia for just shrimp tank, like an only shrimp tank. I think Brightwell substrates is a way better way to go, and just pick your favorite color and granule size there, and you don't have to wait at all with those ones. In fact, the only thing that will happen is it will become seasoned, and it will have actual good bacteria on it. So that's the way I would go. But if you're doing ADA, or if you have a a naturescape, like for instance, like the one I have, well, you guys can't see it past the chair and the mic setup, but my my long skinny tank that is set up as a lake inlay biotope. Well, that one I would say you want to cap it. That's a good way to do it. So yeah, that's what I would say. Now I feel like there's not enough light on me. I don't want to blind myself, but at the same time, I kind of do. Um, there we go. I feel like I can see you better. I also feel like this makes me look greasy and like I have terrible skin, but that's okay. Let's do this. I look like a glowing oracle now, rather than a slouching bum. So we're gonna go with that. And this Can you guys hear me okay and everything? I never know. This thing is a little testy. All right, guys. So, stone carving, Eric Saab, or Elric Slob. Hello. Saab, not slob. Sorry. My mouth is all mealy mouth, mushy mouth. As long as fish doesn't bite aggressively on purple, who cares, right? Yeah, that's right, Mick. Fish actually do come to the purple nails, I've noticed, or any bright color. It's not like it sets them off necessarily in a like real bad way or anything, but it does kind of set them off into a hey, it's a thing. I like things, that kind of way. Um, Carving sounds awesome. You should totally show some of your art. Okay, I will. You went from Charmander to Charmeleon. Yes, not quite Charizard yet. I think that's how it goes, right? I was a little older than the Pokemon crowd as far as like it being part of my childhood directly, but I do recall like the kids younger than me playing it, and I was in that crowd that I mean, there may have been even adults playing, but I was in that crowd that was like, "Oh, we're in high school. That's so lame that these 5th and 6th graders are playing that." So, shows my age, I guess. Um, your shrimp will do best on a rock pile with plenty of algae to graze on, 2 to 3 months-ish. Yep, for sure. I would agree. I would agree. ADA soil. Oh, wait. Okay. Yes, to begin. All right, let's get to 100K, Luigi. Right on. All right, well, let's first hit that like button if you haven't done that yet. That will help. Why so long? Well, because you need to cycle the aquarium, Hong, and you need to grow beneficial bacteria, um, which just needs to happen anyways. But because ADA is an active substrate, meaning that it has ammonia, nitrates, and nitrites in it, so you need a well organized system of bacterial colonization before you can break that down in series, and then also plants to eat up the nitrates because shrimp are very sensitive to that. So you want to watch out for that and be careful. Um, Ostia Llewellyn says, I've had really good experience buying from Aquatic Arts. Glad to hear it. When I hear different, I've heard like one story that was different. But other than that, they always seem to make it right. They seem to usually, when they see that it's my code, they usually throw in a 1 to 10, depending on how many you bought, free little shrimp or fish or an extra plant or this or that. So they've always done pretty well by the channel, and it's been almost 5 years that the channel's been around, and I've been linked up with them for like 4.5 of that. Skipper, what's going on, man? How's it doing? How's it going? How are you? How is it going? How are you doing? There we go. I got the words right that time. Can I put shrimp in 4 weeks? That's what people at the store told me. Well, test all your nitrates and nitrites and uh make sure there's some algae growing, I guess. That would if that's going on, then probably, but test the water parameters, make sure they've been stable for a week. It's not worth losing the shrimp, even if you only care about the money, let alone the shrimp. Kurt, brooding. I see that you're asking where I got my Malawa shrimp. So I originally got them. The line I have is they are from Steve Waldron, who owns Aquarium Zen here in Seattle, which is an aquascaping shop where I kind of worked, and also kind of he took me under his wing and kind of taught me how to aquascape the traditional Iwagumi style. So if you actually go back and watch some of my videos on Iwagumi aquascaping and the the art of that, I go into the history of it and how it kind of evolved from Zen rock gardens and also bonsai, and the best practices and ratios and the names of each stone and different styles and all that. But I learned from him, and I basically said I'd work for free, and then he ended up hiring me. And he got them when he went over to Japan about 15 years ago now, and studied aquascaping with Takashi Amano, the kind of king of all aquascapers himself. And he used obviously the Amano shrimp, but he also used the Malawa. And so I guess that Steve then took that start, I believe, that he got over there and mailed it home for when he came home and started it here. Now, I've also added to that and have another colony because I use them in almost every tank that are from Aquatic Art. So sometimes they have them too, and they're going to try to carry them more. And then also now, as the weather's getting better, I am considering selling some of mine as well, since so many people want them, and they are such an incredibly good tank cleaner. Mick says, "Have all the pet stores stopped selling real wood where you live? I heard talk of such an idea months ago. Only private imports. Um, they haven't in the U.S., but what it is happening is they just now, I guess, announced when China, from all the way from now, Beijing has it, Shenzhen, the biggest factory base in the world, the big one of the biggest ports in the world. I think it's like number 3 or 4. And then Guangzhou and Shanghai is the biggest port in the world. Were all shut down for like a month. So a lot of the Mopani driftwood and the Malaysian driftwood and all that kind of Southeast Asian wood was not coming in. Same with a lot of the stone and stuff. So it's all that stuff that's either been in warehouses for several months, or it could be that it's running out too, especially, Europe and the US and faraway places from Asia. But I've not heard of anything like that. That would be a bit of a bummer, but I usually don't buy my stuff from them anyways, just because it's so darn expensive. I usually try to find a shop or wholesaler that'll cut me a deal. The 186 element. Hello, just absorbing some fish knowledge. That's great. Osmosis. What fish are you putting in your outdoor tubs? Consider your lake inlay loaches. I bought the first batch of young in a BAP points last night. Oh, cool. Man, my nose. I don't know why it's. Pardon me. I'm gonna literally pick it. There. Something bugging me like pollen in it. But in any case, the lake inlay fish, they do get down to around 66, 68 degrees pretty frequently. The lake water in the rainy season tends to be around 68 degrees, and in the summer it tends to get 72 in the middle of the lake and around 78 on the sides. So it's within the realm of tubs for a lot of the country. For me, it's still only going to be reaching 45, 50 degrees some days right now. So I'm not going to use them in my tubs, I don't think, right now per se. But I might do some Danios hopefully by June. Some of the glow light Danios, and if you're doing gouramis, the thick lip gourami is probably one of the better ones to try right after the paradise fish. The paradise gourami or paradise fish is probably the most resilient of the tropical fish for being able to handle cooler temperatures. And the other thing that's great that I plan on putting in there are rosy barbs, gold barbs, the gourami, the paradise fish, and I want to put in what else are we putting in there this year? Oh, Rhamnocentris ornatus from Australia and Papua New Guinea. They're from up in the mountains and streams, and so it gets rather cold at night where they live in some spots too. And then I'll probably be putting out my some guppies and endlers, as well as my least killifish, my lamias, Lamula tridens. Oh, and then the rice fish, of course. So that's probably what we're going to be working with this year. Right now, I have so many baby red cap rice fish. I got them from Aquatic Arts, the red caps, and they're so beautiful. But the females, oh, few of them have like 28 eggs I counted one day, babies at the same time. Ira Nelson, I don't know about yellow lab cichlids or what they mate with or who they can hybridize with. I'm sorry. You might try like KG Tropicals or Danikin Aquatics or maybe Father Fish would know. I don't know. Somebody who's kept. Yeah. Oh, I see Danikin's and Kenny's in here now. So, yeah, definitely. And hello, Kenny, buddy. I hope you're healing up and hanging in there, man. Yeah. But hopefully someone could help you because I just don't know and I don't want to lead you astray. Fluval stratum is great for shrimp as well. Yep. It's a good one too. Would you be able to give me some insight on keeping scarlet baddis with pea puffers? Lots of cover. The baddis are going to stay very low. Pea puffers in the day tend to rise, especially if you have a community of pea puffers. You need to give them enough space that the baddis can still have a corner, or if you have a big stone or a piece of wood, something like this, that they can hide kind of under it, like right here, and have an area about 6 inches. If you draw a circle 6 inches out in diameter or radius, that'd be radius. So maybe actually no, you probably don't need it even quite that big. That would be the ideal, but my point being is you just want to let them have their space. If it's in a corner, it just needs to be their body size and a few lengths of their body, but ideally that's the size of territory they will take is about half a square foot or so at most. Some take less and are less feisty, but I always like to give them, say I have a 20 long, I would assume that I could do, 3 or 4 females and a male of the scarlet baddis easily in like a 10. In a 10, I've done up to 3 males and up to 2 or 3 females for each of those males. However, if you throw in the pea puffers, then what you need is you need to have like sawassertong or something like moss that sits very low, and then above that on sticks and some sort of hardscape that you have that you build up higher. Then you can put the pea puffers in there, and at night they'll rest up higher, wanting to kind of watch things. And if there's no big scary fish in there, a lot of times they will sleep out in the open up high, and it's really funny to watch because the male that is the most dominant will literally sleep higher than all the other puffer fish, and he will sleep there, and you can see his eyes the way they move, and they zero in on what's going on. So he watches the females that are under his little harem. Uh, I won't make you throat sing. You sound like your throat hurts tonight. Oh,
Hello, Dollar. This is Louis. Dollar, it's so nice to have you back where we belong.
yeah, yeah, no throat singing. Thank you. The allergies got me a little rough. That's why my nose is itchy too. Um, Got that nose itch going on, I swear. But thank you so much for the super chat, Rico Stan. I don't have a fun little video like Jess, but would you like me to service my tank over here and do a little booty shake? I can do that for you, Rico. I could do that for you. I'd do that for you, Rico. And everyone else is gonna have to pay me not to do that. So you guys tell me what you want. All right. I bought CP20 CPDs last month. They all died within hours except 3. My water tests all come back about mid-range of what recommend for them. What could I be doing wrong? I mean, I need a lot more than that. Anything 399. I'm sorry about that. But I would need to know. No, a puffer's probably not going to mess too much with the pleco, Leo. But I would need to know your temperature. You definitely can't have any ammonia or nitrites above about 30 or 40 parts per million with CPDs. They don't like that. Even though some people say, I know Fatherfish says nitrites don't matter, you can have as many as you want. They do for some of the really sensitive fish, like rainbow fish and some of the lake inlay fish. Now, if they're in the lake or in the aquarium and it slowly creeps up, that's a little different. When you plop them in, CPDs are going to want very neutral water. Hard water will kill them. Too acidic of water will kill them. And that's true for a lot of kind of crystal clear water or black water fish, either way. All right. Oh, and I saw a $2 Liquid Zoo says $2 boot. I'm assuming it's booty shake. But since you said boot shake, oh, you see my dirty feet. I've been walking around the house all day and outside without shoes, and it's raining. But I'm doing a boot shake. There you go. That's all you get. You're going to have to retype it if you want something better. And yet again, everyone will have to pay me if they don't want to see my nasty feet again. Spawning platinum Medaka rice fish outside. RN was wondering, what is that? That's not Rhode Island, is it? RN. Am I really dumb and forgetting what this is? Oh, no. One was wondering if small goldfish in the same system would be an issue with the scattered eggs. I wouldn't mix goldfish and rice fish if you're trying to breed them, just because goldfish eat everything. That's all they do is they eat everything. They eat all your plants. They won't even care that you have eggs in your spawning mop or plants that you're using as a spawning mop. They'll eat the mop. So I would keep them separate. Plus, they have a slime coat that can be a bit abrasive. I mean, Medaka can handle it in theory in enough water dilution, but I would keep them in separate systems. Just my personal gut feeling of how it would go. You could try it out and tell me I'm wrong, but goldfish are not an easy fish. They're actually a pretty gnarly fish, and this misconception in the hobby that they're like a first fish or a super simple fish because they could handle cold climates. To keep them in peak shape and also to keep them with other fish is not the easiest thing in the world. It is definitely not what I would call a beginner fish. So yeah, Monster Fish Gal Lori, what's going on? What's going on, Big Tank Hank? Good to see you. EJ, I would buy Malawa shrimp from you. Sweet. Good to know. Thank you. I'll let you all know if I start slanging shrimp again. Can you use tap water for now, then change to RO? You said OR, but I think you meant RO. Later, Huang Nguyen, no. Definitely that would kill them. It has to be low. In Well, it depends on what your tap water is. Okay, actually, if your tap water has 0 TDS or like 20 TDS like Seattle does, then yes, you might luck out. But if it has any hardness to it, unless you're keeping US bred neocaradinas, you're going to have a hard time. If it has any hardness to it, any alkalinity to it, you're going to kill your shrimp. And but judging by your questions of the setup to the tank, and I mean no offense by this, but it seems like maybe you're pretty new to shrimp keeping. I would brush up on what parameters each of the shrimp you're looking at getting have, and just make sure you're aware of that, because it's not really a suggestion, especially with the Caradina species. They are very finicky, and you really don't want to spend that money just to kill them. That would be sad. But yeah, brush up on that and like how to cycle a shrimp tank. You can use like instant cycling type things and food supplements. But I would, spend a day or two just brushing up on shrimp care videos. There's a lot of good ones. Mark's Shrimp Tanks, Flip Aquatics, Grant Eder of the Garden of Eder, me, Lucas Bretz. Yeah, we've all done a lot of stuff on shrimp that you could probably Lucas Bretz is at LRB Aquatics that you can probably check out and figure out the details that you may need. But if you need more help, then come back and let me know. I painted my nails because I felt like it, and it's a free country, and my hands were real nasty. As I was saying, I've got all these calluses from woodworking, stoneworking, digging in the backyard with the shovel for hours, even though I'm not supposed to be doing that. Stuff like that. And, you know, it actually gets everyone's attention when I'm being animated and talking with my hands. And so I like doing it once in a while. It shakes things up, gets things a little bit exciting, you know. Rallies the people. All right, my chat just jumped. It jumped, everybody. Aquaballs, pythons, and fish. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, George. Georgie Porgy. Oink Master Forever Supreme. Good evening. Good evening. A wee top of the morning to you. Watch a lot of vids and be very patient for the best yield on shrimp. A rock pile is key. Hey, thanks for helping him out, guys. Craig, nothing wrong with nail painting. That's right. You do you, I'll do me, and together we'll all get done. Thanks, guys. Raccoons eat my pond fish. I know, isn't that the pits? They do that to me too. So my chat jumped on me, and nail polish fun. Yeah, Kaylin Landry, thank you so much, my friend, my dear. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So if you asked a question, please type it again with at Secret History or at Alex, and I'll try to get it. You know, channel members, you do stand out a little bit better to me, and you guys pop up in top chat easier, which is what I see on this screen, whereas on the other little tablet screen or phone screen that I usually have, it's doing better. How am I feeling today, Oink Master? I'm feeling pretty good today. My lower back's still sore, but you know, I'm feeling like you guys are. I'm feeling good about the channel. I'm feeling positive about the fish room. A little overwhelmed on some of the things I'm working on, but I'm actually able to stand and move a lot better than a few months ago. I was getting down on myself for a few days with all the back issues and autoimmune issues, and then you know I had the shingles on my face, and that's all healing. It still has this weird like electrical kind of feels like water's pouring down my face, but yeah, and yeah, I'm doing well. So thank you for asking. Thank you, Lori. And oh yeah, shout out to Aquarium Cop. He is a certainly missed member of this community. He used to say the same joke, George Morge. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bummer that he passed away. He was a good guy. A lot of fun and entertaining. But Oink Master, it is real rainy today. I will say that. It has been raining all day. I was supposed to dig a big hole for a raspberry bush and do some weeding and also get out the weed whacker. We've got like a big steel combi weed whacker. I need to take out some blackberry bushes that are taking over my life. And I didn't get to that. It was just coming down all day. If having a male plus female, some Malawas can crossbreed, but rarely with great result. Not, Malawis. I'm still thinking of Malawa shrimp. Developing from eggs to fry, or later looking bad in colors and body shape. Thanks, Mick. So they don't all, some Malawis can crossbreed, but it doesn't end up that well, apparently. Thank you, Mick. He's definitely a cichlid expert, that's for sure. Gonna have to catch a replay. Just stop by to say hey. Well, we're just hanging out, man. Ticket to space. Good to see you, though. Always good to see you. I had to switch from pond netting to plastic coated chicken wire covers for my outdoor tubs because something was eating my fish. Yeah, I've had rats get into my Medaka tubs before, and the rats will actually wait and hunt, which I didn't realize they did. I've seen blue herons, little birds like kingfishers that'll swoop in and grab them. I've also seen dragonfly nymphs, be the dragonfly lays the eggs, leaves, and then there's a monster living in your tub. So there's definitely some things to consider if you're growing fish outside. Definitely having a clear container is some ups, even though it gets pretty molmy and gross by the end of the season generally. I don't run filtration on anything I grow outside. We don't have a long enough season that I feel that it's worth it. But, I generally don't put nets over my tubs and stuff. I generally although I could build a little greenhouse, that's an idea. I've never really tried greenhouse fish tubbing to extend the season. That might be a good idea for a little sub series. But what I can say is that um, there's a lot of critters like possums and stuff around here. Raccoons, possums, coyotes, birds, you name it, that come in to my yard on a pretty normal basis. And yeah, they eat things. So what I do is I make tubs that are deeper than a foot ideally, and that really limits most animals from going in. And then also I'll put a lot of floating plants, and that also stymies them pretty badly. Um, oh, you had a massive dead grasshopper in your tub system. I bet that could throw off the ammonia eventually. Hector de Muca, what's up? What's going on? Welcome, Sandy Diamond. Hello. Kirk S, what's up? Monster in the Tub sounds like a great B movie. Yeah, totally, doesn't it? Right? Irish fireflies. My dad planted one tiny Oregon blackberry bush and is now 10 feet by 23 feet in 3 years. Yep. Those are some crazy little plants. My porch lily was amazing last year. It was, yes, for sure. Your porch lily was killer last year in the contest. That was beautiful. We'll have to share that again. Or maybe you could share some pictures in the Facebook group or something. And then I can steal them from there and we can show them off during the next live stream because it looked really beautiful just on you could do it on a balcony or something, which is amazing. Really great. Um, let's see here. You're gonna make an indoor pond, Sandy Diamond. I would love to see that. Love to see that. Chance, thank you so much. How often do you deworm your live bearers? I see some people run medication through their colonies every few months while others don't. Chance, I would say that if I see worms coming out of their cloaca, I deworm them. If I see sunken bellies, I will deworm them. I prefer levamisol, which is a very strong dewormer, and it tends to knock out the worst of the worst right away. It can kill fish if you overdose, but I tend to like to move them into a quarantine, use that on them, and that's the way I like to do it generally. They couldn't have eggs in life cycles depending on the parasite that lives down in the substrate, but a lot of worms and parasites in fish, other than like ick and some others, a lot of them need an organism to live off of. And so if you take all the fish out of the tank, there may be some eggs, but when they hatch, they won't have anywhere to go. And usually they hatch within 2 or 3 weeks with most of the common varieties. There are some exceptions to that, but that's what I've found. And then if you turn the heat up on the tank that's missing the fish, which seems weird because there's no fish to enjoy the heat, it'll speed up the metabolism of those critters in there. But I feel that subjecting them to those medications can harm them on its own. I've accidentally killed quite a few fish in my life, especially when you get stuff wholesale and you're like trying to measure like milligrams. It's like how people die in the drug world. In the pharmaceutical, like, like, oops, thought it was 5 milligrams, I put 50 in. Difference between a grain of salt and 5 grains of salt or whatever. So just be careful when you get those strong, like if you get it on eBay or something like that. You can get levamisol now from, do I have it handy? From Fritz, and it's just called Expel P, I want to say. Expel something. But yeah, you can get it from them, but it's in pre-dosed, like pre-cut little packages that make it real easy. So yeah, that's the way to go if you don't need a ton. Otherwise, you get it as pig or goat dewormer. Let's see here. Let's see here. Um, You have lots of pics of on Facebook. Yeah. You do have. How long ago though? I mean, like they're probably going to be hard to find. I guess people can search your name in the group. What's your Facebook name then on the group? If you want to tell people, and then we can look it up. But I was gonna say if you just reposted your favorite couple pictures, that would, I mean, make it easier for me because I'm lazy. But you do whatever you feel like, man. No pressure. Oink Master Supreme forever. Alex, does your experience with API algicide, for the most part, I hear good reviews about it. I hear people who say that it has killed their fish. So most algicides, side as in death against life, kind of like antibiotic. That's what it's supposed to do, is kill things. Side, like homicide. Yeah, usually it's a carbon-based organic compound that basically outcompetes for plant nutrients and then kills the algae. Starves the algae of its available carbon. But I don't know about the API being any different than anyone else. If I am going to use one, it tends to be Seachem Flourish, just because I've had the best luck with it. But I don't like using chemicals if I can avoid it. That's just kind of my thing, I guess. So there's that. Let's see here. Link Master Supreme Forever is a member again. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for being a member. I will take all the members that I can get. If we all chipped in $1, Alex would be a billionaire. Let's see here. Scroll. A greenhouse for tubbing, yeah, it would be awesome, right? Yeah, Dustin has pretty sweet one. So does Rachel O'Leary. Man, she's got a sweet setup, and she's not even gonna be around. She's gonna be like out climbing mountains and stuff all summer. I'm curious to see what all she puts out there because she's not going to be around as much. All right. Wow. Did I catch up with chat? All right. I'm going to super chat myself for that. Alex, you get 50 million Alexonia bucks for being caught up. Good job, me. Thank you, me. Yeah, freshwater ichthyology, I'd be worried about greenhouses would be worse for summer temperatures and extremes. Yeah, you definitely need to be careful about that. I mean, in Seattle, historically, it wouldn't be an issue because we never got over about 90 degrees. But last year, we got to 45 Celsius or 114 degrees Fahrenheit freaking craziness. It killed a bunch of my fish. Alex, thank you for everything. You're a plethora of information for all of us. And the painted nails are awesome. Well, thank you for the painted nails. For sure. Yeah. Okay. So you're okay with everybody knowing your name. Randy Roman. Yeah, guys, go to the Facebook group and search for Randy Roman. He shared his entry last year into the aquascaping contest on the channel, and it was a really, really nice one. And also, Randy, by the way, I don't know if you get it, because I've heard some people say they didn't get info over over like I can't think of the word, but financial apps like PayPal and Venmo. But in any case, you know how you can communicate through those. I sent you a thank you, but I wasn't sure if it went through because other people have said that it's not going through. So I wanted to thank you so incredibly much, because Randy actually sent me $100 a little while ago. And that is so incredibly above and beyond. I mean, it means so much to me when somebody's like, you know what, I can afford to cut out a latte this week. Here's, $2 or $5 or whatever a latte costs in your city. But when somebody does that, I mean, I don't care who you are, if you're a billionaire, that's still money. And I know you're not a billionaire, my friend. So I just wanted to stop and like recognize that. Kelly Joe Huff also. Holy cow. She's very kind, and every time I give her advice, she tosses me like a 10 or a 5 or a 20 on one of those apps, which also take a smaller cut sometimes. So I just wanted to also take a moment to thank them, because in my little recent rant on there, I said that I would try to be transparent with whatever money's coming in and what it's going for and all that stuff. For Alex's billionaire fund, Kirk S, $20. Holy cow. Thank you so much, Kirk. I really do appreciate it. You know what that does? That allows me to resubscribe to a few other channels this month. I try to spread around that whole like membership and or super chats and drop them here and there like a little tooth fairy. So I do greatly appreciate that. I wish they paid bi-weekly, but they don't. Rochelle says, I still don't know how to become a direct member of your page. I have no blue join button, only through the Patreon page. It's frustrating. So let me show you what I have on my, you're going to see some inception going on here. But literally, so when you have a chat up on your screen, you go to the X, get rid of the chat, and there's a button that says blue join right there. That's the way mine is set up. Now, beyond that, you can also click on my picture, and you can go, I have these other options because it's my channel, but sometimes there's a join button depending on the browser. Sometimes there's a join button right up here at the top. Beyond that, sometimes it'll say membership depending on what country you're in. So you can go to the membership tab up at the top, which is also where you can go to like community and other things like that once you're on my channel's main page. Now, the other thing that you can do, oh, wow, what a beautiful thumbnail picture this stream has. Holy cow. That's awful. Wow. Well, can't do anything about it now. The other thing you can do is you can go, for a lot of people, they ask me questions that are in the description, and maybe you're on a system that doesn't quite work the same way. But so I know that for most people, the chat is up and that's what they see. Well, you get out of chat, and when you click on the arrow, sometimes it's 3 dots, but when you click on the arrow, then you have all this info and links to either products I've showing in my videos on Amazon. And by the way, if you guys use any of these links just to buy anything, so say you need to buy soup on Amazon, a can of soup, you want it sent to you. If you click on one of these products and then that pops up your Amazon browser, and then you decide to scroll through and type in soup, it actually gives me a like 0.02 to all the way up to 2%, depending on some of the items now. But usually it's like 0.2 to 0.5% cut of the profit, and it doesn't cost you anything more or less. So that's another way, if you guys don't have cash but you want to support the channel. I forgot to mention that. That's another way that you can do that. But in any case, I have links to products that people always ask about, or my favorite substrates, or my favorite like little thingamajig to test for stuff, or codes at Aquatic Arts, codes for the Garden of Eder shrimps. All this stuff will always be updated. My newest video will always have the newest codes I have for any discount. So yeah. Liquid Zoo says, on iPhones, you many times have to go to the browser and join, like open up the internet Safari browser and not use the app. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, I've got an Android phone, so I don't necessarily see how everything's formatted. And that goes right down to, I don't know how like thumbnails and titles, like how many characters get left versus get cut off and all that kind of stuff. And I wish I did know. I mean, it would be very nice. Alex, you may be confusing me with someone else, but I'm a longtime subscriber. I kicked for the contest, though. Oh, well, then it was Randy Roman, whose screen name is Randy Roman. We have two Randy Romans then. I guess I thought you guys were the same Randy Roman with two different handles then. But then thank you, other Randy Roman. Regardless, though, I'm really grateful. Whoever's paying me, thank you. Whether your name is Alex or Randy or Randex, there you go. And let's just take a moment here for a sponsor. If you got a Dr. Pepper, drink it. Yeah, so I suppose Randy Roman is probably a pretty common name, but in any case, do you guys ever just like looking at insect eating plants? Since I'm feeding so many mosquitoes lately, I thought, well, I better keep one of these bad boys in here. And actually, my fish are so good at eating. They're so good at eating. I'm so proud of them that I don't really need this. In fact, I have to feed it now, too. So, I had oh yeah, Nino Franklin, welcome, by the way. Can you do a video on the history of rice fish? Yes, I've found a lot of oral tradition on rice fish. A lot of people telling me things, especially like Japanese subscribers and things. I haven't found a ton written down, and it partially is because I don't read Japanese. But they're a little secretive. A lot of the different strains, it sounds like they've been kept for sure since the early 1700s. They really caught their stride, honestly, in the 20th century and late 19th century. And that's where you get morphs like the stubby body with the big long tails, veiled tails, sparkly, black, blue. There's even like turquoisey colored ones. There's orange ones. There's some that look like koi. There's the ones like the expensive koi with the red dot on their head. So the rice fish we have right now in America are a tiny fraction of what exists out there in the extreme and expensive Japanese genetic lines. And they're grown all over Japan, with some provinces being more well known for them. But certain families and certain areas are known for certain styles of body and color and fish. And so it may be like the equivalent of this state is known for the orange varieties, and then within that state, this city has this family, which, you know, by family I mean like in a big extended family going back to like feudal days of Japan. So everyone with last name Smith, in theory, everyone who's into the fish in the family, uh, they have veil tails in the Smith family that are orange, and in the other family they have long fins, and in the other one they have split tails. So I would love to track down more of that information. New genetic information actually says that they may have been around for as much as 1,000 years in captivity, though, by looking at the mitochondria DNA, and then that appears to show, oh, look, by coincidence, 1,000 years ago, a albino longfin bred with another albino longfin, which is recessive, over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's like way beyond chance. So yeah, I mean, there's actually yeah, there's some new evidence, and same with gold half wrestling half beaks. It turns out those have probably been in captivity for a long time, and there's actually stone script on tablets, or stelas as you call them in archaeology, but these big stone stelas that say like thou shall not, basically, but in Thai or Khmer, Buddhist or Muslim also, and they'll say like, don't keep bettas and wrestling fish, for they cause gambling, drunkenness, and fighting or greed. And yeah, actually, that's a good idea, Randy, is to hit up Rio Watanabe. His uncle is real into that, I know, and I talk to Rio once in a while. I will ask him. I know he's kind of tied into Aquarium Co-op and all that system, so I don't know what his status is on like being able to compete or like work. I don't know. Like, I know they send him stuff, and sometimes that hasn't worked out in the past, but he's a really nice guy and really knowledgeable. So I will reach out to him again. Yeah, I like his stuff too. It's so interesting to see what they have over there. Toncho, yes. The red spot on the head, it's found in goldfish koi and sacred red crowned cranes, special due to reflecting the country, the flag in the country, difficult to get naturally. Yeah, totally. Thanks for that little extra info, Rebecca. I appreciate it. I love it when people bring more info to the table. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Sage P, Lindsay, hey there, everyone in the chat has liked. Hey, there, everyone in chat is liked. That was William Shatner and a cheerleader having a baby, and then the baby growing up and jumping into my vocal cords. Let's see here. Jason Wilson. Hey, I have an aluminum plant growing out of the top of my low boy tank. It gets a bit leggy. I'm scared to trim it. Any advice? It's a low tech but high lighting. Trim it. I hate to. I mean, I don't know what to. I'd have to see what's going on. I don't know that plant, honestly. The aluminum plant is one. Let me look that up. That's one that I'm not familiar with. Let me find there must be another name. Oh yeah, okay. It's Apilia cadieri. Okay. So I would definitely say trim it. Trim it. Don't trim the main stem, but you can trim back any roots around that. You can trim the main stem. cut it at a steep angle, and that'll give it best chance to grow. Yeah. Um, that's so funny. They don't call them that here. We call them by the Latin name at our little stores locally. But yeah, it is a really common house plant. Sometimes they'll call them like metallic nerve plants, and I know that's another thing too, but those get called that, or foil plants. But aluminum makes sense too, why everybody's doing that. Mick says, if someone against all odds would organize a fish trip to a country in South America at the end of this summer, would you have any interest to join if costs are covered plus circumstances would be okay? Yes. Yes, I would absolutely freaking love that. I do feel like with my lupus and allergies, like bee sting allergies and stuff, that like Dr. Anthony's center or one of the guided tours would probably be the safest route because of me being difficult in those ways. And like if I got stung out in the middle of nowhere, I'd be dead. But it's kind of worth it. Yeah, that's something I definitely I mean, that's a dream come true, right? To be able to do that, to go down into the Amazon. Dr. Anthony had kind of invited me down there, um, but it was for their kind of grand opening in June-ish, and I just I still have physical therapy. Physical therapy just started. It's been taking forever since surgery was February 3rd. But spine surgery ends up being a long process, unfortunately. But Mick, now I'm intrigued. Yeah, that's interesting. Yes, exactly. Fish Tropic Canada heat is not my friend either. So yeah, that does make it tough. That's why like AC at night isn't really like not trying to be me whining and being a comfy American. I used to backpack with just a backpack and sleep on the ground. Like I don't have any problem with that. But I get massive welts and heat rashes now if I kind of get overheated and can't escape it at all for too long. You must know someone with lupus or rheumatoid arthritis or something. I would assume fish tropic, huh? Oh, same regarding you with bee stings, huh, Mick? Well, we both know how that goes. I feel you. Yeah. So, guys, do we have any other big pressing needs or questions? I kind of wanted to do a late night stream or early morning stream for all the UK folks and all the like South African folks and stuff that always miss out on these streams. Just another stream like this where we're hanging out for like an hour. Kind of want to do one of those this weekend. So that may happen. Needs more cowbell. I agree. Life always needs more cowbell. Where's that Dr. Pepper? All right, guys. Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up pretty soon here. But I wanted to let you guys all know that the Aquatic Arts, if you guys want to buy anything, you can get free shipping on dry stuff, like on food and botanicals. The botanicals are rad there. And then all their invertebrates, shrimp, fish, plants, all their living stuff with the code Secret10. You can use that as many times as you want, but Secret15, Secret15, you can use for 15% off your sale. So pile it in whatever you need and use that code. A lot of times the shipping is expensive these days, especially with the world going crazy. So maybe get a friend who wants something who's nearby if you can. That would be sweet. That's right. To hell with the Aussie again. I'm right there with you regarding lupus, Alex Winkmaster says. It's a very difficult disease to control and a lot of times even explain. I've had it since birth, so I wouldn't know any other way of life. I got it when I was like 18 or 19, and it manifested first as these terrible blistering rashes across my face and like just getting overheated and sweating and then feeling completely exhausted and like sore everywhere. And then it would go away, the rash, but I'd still just feel like garbage for like weeks and energy be drained. And so nobody really knew what was going on or believed me. So that's the super tough part about autoimmune diseases, is people can't always see it. Other times I'll have a terrible blistering rash on my face and it doesn't really hurt at all. And people are like, "Oh my gosh, you poor thing." And I'm like, this is nothing, compared to when I was back in my day, uphill both ways. But I have a lot of sympathy for anybody with the chronic issues, especially chronic autoimmune issues. I know what you're going through. Um, it's another reason why this channel is so amazing, you guys. Why I am so incredibly grateful. All right, so here I'm going to give a sales pitch before, and this isn't, you guys don't need to give money or anything. This is an idea that I had because of the video I made earlier today. So because I am somebody who would qualify as disabled, actually, since my lightning strike 4 years ago, in June it'll be 4 years, with the broken back in 2 places and 5 herniated discs, all that, nerve damage and head trauma. Obviously, mentally, I've made a comeback and I can function. I do get tired easily. And then I've always, since I've been an adult, basically, since I was 18 or 19, I've always had the autoimmune stuff. This channel has provided a real opportunity for me to provide for my wife. I mean, graphic design freelance from home is another thing that I've been able to do the last few years. But when I first got hit, I was so down on myself because I thought, here I am, 4 years into marriage, and I can't provide for my wife whatsoever. And we wanted to have kids and everything. And now we're not probably going to be able to do that after my injuries and health issues, just like feasibly. But I still now feel like I need a legacy. And that brings me to what I was going to say earlier, which is if you saw my video earlier about this terrible channel that has like almost 1 billion views, meaning they've probably made like over $10 million in ad revenue, torturing poor little fish, and every other small mammal, reptile, and creature you can imagine too. If you go to their channel, you'll see it. Go check out the video if you want to be pissed off for the day. But they do things like put angelfish in a mason jar, 2 angelfish. That's a good idea. And then leave them there and film it for hours. So it made me think, how many people saw that are going to get frustrated, go over there, say something like, this needs to stop using animals in your video, or hell, get the channel banned. I don't care. I mean, they deserve that. They've made their money. As far as I'm concerned, like, they can bugger off now. So, but I was thinking about, like, what are ways which we can harness the fish family spirit? Gloria C, thank you so much. Another nail polish fund, $20. Cheers to you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Does it make my eyes look nice? With my remnants of my rash. Who are they? Their channel name is Magnet Balls. Watch the video. I've pulled out some of the highlights just from the last year, if you'd like to see. And there's 7 years of videos, and they get way worse than what I showed. Yeah, it's the last video before this, but yeah, that'll buy me some nail polish that's gel nail polish, not the $2 at Rite Aid checkout or whatever, Walgreens checkout stand, purple, that does a terrible job. That's 2 coats. Look at it. It's like lumpy and awful. I'm also really tough on it. I don't know how women do it. You guys are freaking goddesses of the galaxy. The way you float about without scraping your nails. I'm like, can't get into can. So in any case, Sketty Nona, what's going on? Comets, aquariums, love your channel. Have a good night. Gonna get some ice cream. Heck yes. I want some ice cream. That sounds delicious. I want an Oreo milkshake is what I want in my future. I'm gonna manifest it by driving there. So any case, I was gonna say, wouldn't it be great and if we could do things like swarm on a channel and get them to change their ways? That sounds pretty bad, actually. Sounds a little scary. But if it's for the right cause, pretty good. If you guys haven't done it yet, I do say watch the video I put up. Just even click anywhere in the middle of the video, and I bet you'll see something that you'll say, that doesn't feel right. Watch for 30 seconds of any part of it, and I bet you'll say, ooh, that's really not right. Why is that allowed to be in the kids section, which gets monetized more than other sections? It's fed to the little kids app, and you can't even comment on some of the videos. And then better yet, in the comments of their live streams, it's all like porn bots, like cam girl bots. What a wholesome channel. I know that's not their fault. They just don't care that they don't have anyone moderating is what's going on there. But I was thinking, whether it's fundraising and the Christmas time giveaways, the Rico Stan Santa thing that we did, and that all these different companies contributed to, like, we are a pretty powerful force if you rally all these different channels and people. Now, I know I'm not one of the bigger channels, but what I saw on that video, I'm going to leave you here today, and I want to thank you all. Thank you so much, guys. Everyone asking questions, hanging out, and the positive energy, laughter. You guys are my friends, and I mean that, like real friends. And I just really appreciate everybody here who's part of this. So thank you so very much. Thank you, Super Chatters. Thank you, Replay Crew. Thank you, mods. And thank you to those real friends that I'm going to see soon. I see some of you in here. So in any case, I was going to say, check out that video. Yeah, Sandy said I couldn't even watch it. It was so bad. Yeah. And it's on the kid channel, like I said. So I can't have a video that's either marked like kids educational because I'll say the word how fish reproduce or how fish are sexed. Boom, discredits the whole line of videos. Yet they do that on their channel and literally are using beautiful tropical fish until they die, as well as like lungfish and monitor lizards and hamsters and dogs and puppies and kittens. I mean, it's absurd, and it's one of the biggest like kids watch channels on YouTube. It's like number 50 something, I think. So pretty messed up. But that's on the video from this morning. So if you want to see it, it says we need to stop this now. And then it's got a picture of the goldfish or of the angelfish crammed in a tube. Oh, Screaming Fly Productions, it's your birthday. And well, happy freaking birthday. And Sketty Nona, it's your birthday. This is the twist. Say it's your birthday. Gonna have a good time. Happy birthday to ya. Oink Master Supreme forever. Always with the jokes. All right, guys. Well, Tigress, happy birthday to you too. Happy birthday to everyone all around. You guys, I'm gonna leave you on that note because it's a happy one. Thank you guys. Thank you guys all for being here, and I'll talk to you later. You, yeah, you. I see you. You lurker. You never chatting, TV watching, fish face. Mm-mm. All right, guys, have a good one, and happy birthday to the birthday kids in the room. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. Have a good one.